Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Okay, I want to talk about how to survive a riot. Now, I've been in a lot of riots. Some of them were aimed towards me. All of the unsuccessful riots that I've been involved in, I was young. This was before I went in the Marines. And I've tried, I fight. And I would try to fight my way out of it. And when I'm talking about a riot, I'm talking about people you don't know, and at least 2 dozen, at least. And what happened is because I had a philosophy, and that is stand your ground. And because I believe this is my space. Now, when it comes to a riot, it doesn't work that way. But like I say, it took me a while to figure that out. And what happened is there's always the spokesperson, the one that's going to be the loudest, the one that's going to be the ugliest, and the rest of the group gets their motivation from that person. And so I thought, okay, so I would take on that person. Well, the riot mentality is it doesn't work. And so then I would end up fighting, and then another one, and then there was just too many of them. And in general, most of the time, unless they're trained for it, they all don't come at one time. Now, riots, they kind of do. It doesn't start like that, but like I say, after I started fighting them, and then the next thing I know, there's just way too many. They're just overwhelmed me. And I ran away. I was young. Remember, I still had the energy to run. Now, I'm older. I don't run. And especially if it's my space, my business, my house, my family. And and the thing is, you've seen or heard of the way to do it, and I don't understand why it's hard for people to stand their ground. And because, like I say, once I was in the Marines, and I understood the value of firearms and why firearms exist, how they're used in personal defense and stuff like that. And you can see it in these people that have protected their businesses and their houses. And you can see they're prosecuting. They're trying to prosecute. And this is what I talk about when I say we have not only a constitutional, but a moral duty. And that duty sometimes means standing up for yourself. And that's what these people have done. Even though they're being prosecuted, and the reason they prosecute them is they're trying to convince you don't protect yourself. Now, when you are in these situations, it is very scary. Under normal conditions, most of these people, they won't mess with you under most conditions, or most of these people, they won't mess with you. And but the thing is, now they're part of a herd, part of a tribe. You've heard me mention tribal people, because there are some cultures that are tribal. They work as a group. They don't have what I talk about, strong individuals. They work as a group. If there is a strong individual, that will be the chief, or the one that's in charge. And so these people are not acting like a normal person. When they get in this riot stage, they're not. And you have to remember, they're not what I would consider a person, because they're not. They are doing illegal and immoral acts. And that's how I've been able to survive from Vietnam. Like I say, after you've been to war, there's a lot you have to deal with. And one of the ways that I've dealt with it is understanding when I'm dealing with immoral people, I will do what most people would call immoral acts. I put myself in the same kind of mindset these people are in. Now, one thing that I've done, and because I've been in riots after Vietnam also, and so I've tried different ways to get through it. One of the things that I've done, and I didn't really want to say anything about it, because these are things you have to think about. You have to make plans. And one of the things I've done is I've used blanks. And now, not a series of blanks, just one blank, because normally one gunshot, remember I told you these people are tribal, they're in some kind of emotional state. That one shot normally wakes them up. They realize, dang, somebody's got a gun, and then they react accordingly. In other words, it kind of brings them back to some reality that they could get hurt. So there's been occasions where I've used one blank, and they've pretty much gone away. And like I say, I'm using it on my property, my space, my business, however you want to say it. But it's not like I'm chasing them down and stuff. Like I say, all I want to do is protect myself from all this evil that is going on. And this has to be something you have to understand. Wow. A bunch of turkeys, wild turkeys going over the road. you have to understand we have a constitutional and moral duty to protect ourselves. And when you are outnumbered, there was hundreds. Now that one wasn't directed on me, but it was a riot that I was in. There was hundreds of them. And it's very, very scary. But we do have that responsibility. Now that it's going to be even harder to do if you're in your car, because in your ar we're not used to. I don't really want to say it like this. I don't know how else to say it, but kind of moving through groups of people. We're not used to that. And but when they're banging on your car, and one riot I was in, they had baseball bats, and when I was going through, they were banging, or they broke my windows, lights. I stopped. I was young and stupid. I stopped, and when I stopped, man, they just opened up on me. Because like I say, I don't want to run over people. What I talk about, these aren't people. When they get in this mentality, they become a threat. Right now, at the time, they're threatening you at that time. But they're going to go and threaten someone else and threaten someone. I mean, they are a threat. You have to really understand and back your Constitution and your morals, and know and understand you have no choice. You have to do what you have to do. But it just, I'm sorry, it's just, I'm not concerned about that stuff anymore. But I've got experience, and I know a lot of people don't. And this is why I thought I'd better mention something. But anyway, it's Mike, NoStressMike.com.